Hello and welcome back to Suspense Animation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for another episode of Is It Worth My Time? And this time around, it's the movie called The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot. Welcome, everybody. Let me take care of some business first, and then we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the very end of this video. You'll see a video pop up here. Basically, YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching, tries to match it as best as possible. One of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down there. If you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you get the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule that's up there. I change it out every week. And also all the links to my social media there as well. So Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, no tier saver on the Patreon. Wait until I hit 1,000 subs. So that way I can give you something if you're giving me money. There's also the link to this YouTube channel, my Facebook page. And for those of you who still have Facebook, a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. All right, let's get to this. This is the spoiler-free version of this portion of the review, I guess you could say. So, what is this movie about? Well, it's about a man who killed Hitler and then killed the Bigfoot. Says so right there in the title. Sam Elliott, of course, stars in this, and this movie was done in 2018 or released in 2018. It kind of hit the film festival circuit there for a little while, and didn't see really wide release until the beginning of this year. I completely forgot about it, honestly. And I wanted to see it and then forgot about it. Other stuff happened, of course. And I saw it was on Hulu. And I was like, oh, cool. All right. I'll watch it. So I did. And essentially, you would think with a title as bombastic as this, that'd be nothing but action and stuff like that. And there really isn't. It's fairly slow moving. It time jumps, of course. You're going back and forth between his present and then also his past, because he's reminiscing, and it's more of a man near the end of his life or in the twilight of his life, kind of reminiscing about what has happened, uh, and then of course getting conscribed by the government in order to do a new mission, which of course is kill the Bigfoot there. Um, so it's a slow burn. It just keeps going slowly, and I did check the clock a couple of times during this. I'm not going to lie. It is put well together. It is put together fairly well. Um, it's very much on the slow side. It could have used a little bit more editing. I think it could have. It's just shy of 2 hours, and I think it could have been whittled down to probably closer to 90 minutes. And without really getting rid of, without really damaging the movie too much. It's just an interesting movie in that respect, that you got this slow burn with this bombastic title with this weirdness going on within it, and then it's still good. Don't get me wrong, but I think the slowness might put off some people on it. So, is it worth your time? Yes, it's worth your time. It is. Just because, unless you don't like slow burn movies, then I'm going to say don't bother with it. So, there you have it. So let's get to the spoiler version of it. Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the rest of it. If you have not seen the movie, go away. Go and see it. Come on back, and then you can see this when this is a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. So I haven't deleted any videos of mine that I have up there. The only time I delete a video is when I have really bad, video connection or internet connection. And that's only happened twice that I've had to delete it. And that's just because my video quality came out crap, and I redid the video with a basically just by recording it here. Apple Crow says you could have told us Bigfoot was a dude. Oh, you're talking about old Brock Sampson there, yeah. So for the spoiler version of this, um, I really did like the portion where, and there could have been more of this, honestly, there could have been a lot more of this, of Sam Elliott's character talking about, he's talking to his brother, his younger brother. So when he went off to World War II, his brother was still, uh I would say like 10 years old, 12 years old, somewhere around there. So he was a kid, right? And so they're older now. They live in the same town. And his younger brother is played by Rick Reynolds, who is a comedian and an actor too. Uh, and he's talking to him later on. He says, "Yeah," he goes, "There are four Hitlers, basically four doubles of Hitler out there. Project Valkyrie was a success. That got Hitler number 3, I think is what he said. Uh, there was another one that got hit someplace else. He took out the real Hitler because he was the one that was, following the Nazis because they were moving around so much and everything. And he actually was tracking them and everything until he was sure that it was him. And then he went in and killed him. And then I think he said number 2, which was the one it was in the bunker, was a coward, he said, and he basically killed everyone around himself before he killed himself. So it was kind of an interesting story. I mean, you hear these rumors, of course, over the years of that there were doubles and all that kind of stuff of Hitler, and he also talks about the man that he killed, the real Hitler there. He says that by the time he got to him, he was just a man, is what he said. The idea had already taken on its own form, and it seems kind of similar to what we have kind of going on now, in a way. And so I found that parallel kind of interesting. And I mean, it's only in there for like maybe I think this is maybe 2, 3 minutes of exposition of Sam Elliott talking about this to his brother because he doesn't like talking about it. He has never talked about this to his brother. And he does this like about 3 minutes worth of exposition, and it's so much of the movie that I wanted to see more of it. I really would have liked to have seen more of this portion of it. But instead we're only told stuff in flashbacks. And yeah, it could have been a little bit of a different movie with and I think the budget also was a consideration as well. So Aiden Turner plays the younger Sam Elliott in this one and does a great job. So we also get an idea of his personal life too. He loved a woman, uh, didn't really seal the deal, shall we say, because he was going off to war. And then, of course, because he was so good at what he was doing, he could never communicate with her because he was out in the field. He was actually tracking Hitler at this point. And of course, she moved away and she died at a young age. And so you have this tragedy of what's going on. And in the meantime, in the present, which is set, I believe, in the 80s, because the music that we're getting it sounds like the 80s. Um, we find out that the government basically wants him to kill Bigfoot because Bigfoot is infected with some kind of virus that is killing any animal he comes into contact with. And so they know he's within a 50-mile swath of Canada. And if uh, Sam Elliott's character, who of course is named Calvin Barr, I keep forgetting to mention that to you. If he can't kill it, they're going to drop a nuke essentially and wipe out this section of Canada because they don't have anything for this virus. This virus will kill anything except for Calvin, because Calvin, for some reason, his blood is immune to it. And they even go so far as to saying there's something special about Calvin, excuse me, that makes him the most perfect soldier, I guess you could say, almost like Captain America. You almost get that little bit of a Captain America hint to it as well. And the government agent who comes into uh, give him this news or to conscript him is actually played by Ron Livingston. And I love Ron Livingston, of course, from Office Space, the main character from Office Space there. And he's been in tons of stuff over the years, but his character's name is Flag Pin. Yes, because the little flag on his lapel, it's called Flag Pin. And his Canadian counterpart is called Maple Leaf, which I thought was kind of funny. Just having they don't call them that by name. That is what they are called in the credits, which I thought was pretty funny. So yeah, he basically goes off to kill an infected Bigfoot, is what this is. And that is your action portion of the movie, and it's probably the last. I guess it's maybe like 20 minutes worth of the movie, somewhere around there. So it's not a lot of the movie, but it's some of it, and it's just interesting. They did an interesting job on this. And again, I have to say it's got to be because of the budget. The budget was pretty minuscule, so they couldn't do half the stuff they really wanted to. But what they did with what they had really, really worked. So again, is it worth your time? Yeah, it's worth your time. But again, it's a slow burn. So if you're not into slow burn movies, you might want to skip it. So there you go. And I got all but 2 viewers in here right now. Apple Crow, you still here? Are you one of them? Is that what's going on? Yeah. Well, there you have it. Yeah. So what else do I have going on this week? Tomorrow and Wednesday, I'm going to be off. So tomorrow and Wednesday, I'll be off. Wednesday's Veterans Day anyway. We get that off, and yeah, I'm taking it off. So, well, normally I didn't have anything planned for that anyway, and tomorrow I have a meeting, HOA meeting. So that's why I couldn't make that. And I moved it to tonight. Thursday is going to be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? And this time around, it's the Hulu series Woke. Yes, I am watching a lot of stuff on Hulu at the moment. So Woke is actually an interesting story about a cartoonist, and that's the reason why we're going into that genre. Apple Crow says this one came across my radar a way back, but I never got around to it. Yeah, same thing with me, Apple Crow. I completely forgot about it. I remember I actually had the trailer up here at one of the Saturday morning blast offs, talked about it, and then I forgot about it. And then I saw it on Hulu, like I said, and I was like, oh, yeah. And so I watched that. And I was like, all right, that's easy enough for me to do. So yeah, Thursday will be Woke, and Friday will be, of course, The Mandalorian. Saturday will be another episode of Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the weekend and any genre stuff you guys want to talk about, and we talk about it. Sunday, I'll be off. I'll probably do Monday off as well. Then we'll come back around again to Tuesday with another episode of Is It Worth My Time? So, unless I find something in the meantime there, if something starts, I know there's a few things that are starting. I am not covering his Dark Materials on HBO again, season 2. I barely survived the first season of that, and it just kind of pissed me off, so I'm not covering it. I know that's coming out next week. The 16th, I want to say. Yeah, I think it's the 16th. But yeah, I'm not going to cover it. It's just, it's bad. So, with that said, thank you to everyone who joined me tonight in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. And if you like what you see there, someplace like that, there we go. Hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you also, while you're down there, if you can hit the like button and the share button as well. If you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you can hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com, take a look at the schedule that's up there, and all the links to my social media. So Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. Also, I have a link to this YouTube channel, my Facebook page, and a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. So with that said, thank you again. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may get conscripted by the government to go and kill an infected Bigfoot to save the rest of humanity. And you just should do it, quite honestly. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again on Thursday. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, and wear a mask. Thanks, everybody. I will see you on Thursday. Have a good night. Good night.